a time. So like I printed out this little worksheet that has every day, and then it has like the times from like 5 o'clock in the morning to like midnight. And so like I wrote every day like what time I'm going to be doing everything at. So I'm just trying to stick with that. So a lot of what I'm going to be doing like with my power hour is going to be later on in the evening, since that's when I have most of my time.
Yeah, no, and that totally makes sense. And one of the things that we didn't mention, and I wish that I would have said, is I don't necessarily do a power hour every day. So sometimes I wake up and I start doing my power hour, and at 6 o'clock and at 6:30, and Ryan starts crying and I have to go get him. I mean, everybody knows we can't set our schedule exactly. It's really hard to do, especially as moms. You never know what's going to be happening. So sometimes I'll work my power hour in wherever I can. So for example, like I try and do it during his nap time. I'll try and get a little bit of work done. I also have other things obviously I need to do while he's napping, but I try and get some stuff done there too. And I get some stuff done when my husband gets home from work. So I just kind of fit things in here and there where I can, especially if we've had like a really crazy morning or we had plans and I wasn't able to like completely focus on it. So it's one of those things where you kind of just have to fit it in where you can fit it in. But the one thing I will say is no matter what my schedule's been like, I've fit it in somewhere. And that has been the key to making at least my business grow as much as it has at this point, is that I literally will not go to bed unless my power hour is done. And those who know me well know I go to bed early. I am an early to bed person. I am in bed by like 8:30, 9 o'clock, like past my bedtime right now. And I won't. If it's my power hour is not done, I hop on the computer and I'm pounding it out before I go to bed, because I know that those little teeny things are going to they're going to make a huge difference. So.
And to be honest, for me, there's nights where I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm just not gonna, finish. And I get in bed and I can't go to sleep because I'm like, I need to, because I've seen the compound effect of being consistent every day, and I don't want to lose that momentum. And that's a big enough drive for me to get up and do it. And I still do a lot from my phone, probably more from my phone than my computer, depending on the task. So in the evening, anything I need to do on my computer, because I'm so tired at night, I do that. I try to do that in the morning or during the day, so that what's left at night is on my phone, so I could be in bed doing it. But I won't go to sleep till it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have a very early morning, so I have to be up by 3:30.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I have to
You beat me, that's rare.
Yeah, I have to get ready for work. I gotta get my kids ready because my husband works overnights and he works 12-hour days. So yeah, so he works like 3 days out of the week and then 4 days like every other week. So it's like kind of hectic. So my time is later on in the evening usually. So a lot of what we do together as a family, and then like with our workouts and everything, is during that time that he's home. So I don't get home until about 2, and then he has to be ready to go to work by 5. So we have like that 3 hours in between. And then from 5 until then, it's like my time with the kids and, trying to get them to bed and everything. So it's kind of hectic, but working on trying to juggle all of that together.
And you'll find your groove too. I mean, it wasn't overnight for me that I figured out what worked. There was quite a few months that I felt stressed and I felt like, how am I going to make this work and stuff? And I definitely recommend getting a success partner, because when Shane and I decided to really run with this, we push each other and we check in with each other to make sure that we're doing what we need to do, and just bouncing ideas off each other, things that I didn't think of that she would mention. I'm like, oh, that could totally work. So that's been super helpful too.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because I saw in the last, when I did the first, the first push to, the coaching group? When I did the first one, there was a post in there for the success partner, but I don't think anybody else posted on it.
Well, if you want a success partner, definitely, like I can hook you up with somebody who also is going to want a success partner, whether that's somebody on my team Goal Crushers, whether it's somebody on Andy's team. We can find somebody to hook you up with for sure. Because like she said, success partner is key. Like I didn't realize how much it was going to make a difference. And I mean, Andy and I were pretty much success partners before we officially like labeled it success partners. But like, I mean, just having that person that you feel comfortable bouncing off ideas with and that you can talk to about things. I mean, before I do most of my promo posts, I send it to Andy and I say, okay, tell me, like, does this sound like me? Does it sound salesy? Is it getting my point across? I mean, you know what I'm trying to say. Am I saying it good? And she does the same thing, and it's so helpful to have that. So.
And even if most of the time it's like, yeah, it's good, go with it. But there's been times where maybe she finds a typo, or, she's like, oh, this is too long, or, I'll tell her if I think it's too long or too short or whatever. So it just gives you that confidence before you hit post too, to do it. Or maybe something you didn't think of. Or the other thing that's been super helpful is if she shares something, or if I share something with the team, or not on our personal page, then we'll remind each other, you got to post that. Like, that was really good and will, really help somebody or whatever. So it's just somebody else nudging you specifically. And of course, we'll do that for you. But if you team up with, specifically one other person with similar goals and stuff, it kind of takes the load off a little bit too, to be able to share, run groups together and things like that. It's definitely helpful.
Yeah, I think I could totally benefit from that. That's definitely something that I want to do.
Okay, well, I'll definitely help you get set up with that. And I'm recording this so we can post our second recording, and we'll fix all of this stuff later. But yeah, if anybody else wants a success partner too, by the way, just let us know, because that is what we're here for, is to help you guys succeed in this. I mean, that's why we do these calls. That's why we do everything that we do. We want you guys to succeed in this. Like, I know for all my coaches, I tell you, like, you can make this into something huge for yourself if that's what you want. And I don't just say it to say it. I truly believe that. I have seen it happen for myself, and I was a complete skeptic. I'm not going to lie. Like, when people were saying how much money they were making and how many people they were helping and how much success they were having in their personal lives from it, like, I was like, okay, yeah, it can't be that good. It is, like, it really is. All of these things can happen for you. So we're here to help you however we can. And all you have to do is ask and be willing to put the work in to do it. And we are here to back you up.
For reals. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, do you have any other questions or anything you wanted to add, Coco?
I don't think so. I mean, the only other thing that I can say, which has been said a lot, is when you're consistent, you definitely see people reach out to you, which is, I've noticed it's been happening the past couple of weeks. People have been, asking me what I'm doing and asking me questions about, Shakeology and all of that, which is really nice.
Yeah, people are watching. It's hard when you're posting all the time and you feel like you're not getting comments, you're not getting likes, but people are watching. The majority of the challenge packs I sell now are people that I invited months ago, or people who will message me and say, okay, I've been watching you, now I'm ready. You have to build that trust with people. I, just like Shayna said, I was a super skeptic too. In fact, one of my best friends tried to get me to do a different business that's similar just months before I did this. And I was like, no way, no how. I don't want any part of any sort of business like this. But, Beachbody products changed my life. As silly as it sounds, they really did. And so I am a firm believer in everything that Shayna just said about, in terms of the income. I didn't believe it either. When I first started listening to calls and I would hear people, like Jackie talk about how much she was making, or Brandy. I mean, Brandy's like crazy at the top, but any of them, I would just think to myself, there's no way, there's gotta be, they're just one of the lucky ones or whatever. But it's true. It just builds over time if you're, willing to stay consistent. That's really the key. I know I say it all the time. You guys are probably sick of me saying it, but that's what works. If you're consistent and you show up every day with your workout and everything and show people that that's what you're doing, people will follow. They'll want in.
Yeah, just something small I wanted to add too. Like, when I started coaching, I was the person who deleted people off my Facebook if I hadn't talked to them for a while. So I started coaching with like, I don't know, maybe like 200 odd friends. Like, I didn't have a whole lot of people on my Facebook. I I mean, right off the bat, I was gung-ho with this, so I was posting consistently from day one when I started. I got nothing on my post. Like my husband would like it, and my mom, and I would like,
And me.
yeah, and Andy would like it. I'd have like 3, 4 people like liking my posts, and over time it grew and grew and grew. And obviously, I was expanding my network at the same time, but people saw that I was consistently doing this. It wasn't just like, okay, yeah, she's going to be doing this for a month and give it up. Like they saw that I was continuing to do this. And like Andy said, a lot of the people now that I'm selling challenge packs to and that are joining in my challenge groups are people that have been following what I've been doing for months and just randomly reach out to me. Like I'm not even reaching out to them at this point. They're reaching out to me saying, hey, I'm seeing what you're doing. Okay, what is it? Let's do it. So that consistency totally pays off. And if you're getting crickets right now, don't let that make you give up or feel discouraged or like you shouldn't be doing it, because it will grow over time, but you have to give it that time, because if you stop and start over, you're going to start from those crickets all over again, and it's an uphill battle. So keep going so that you don't have to do it again.
Yeah, and you have to put yourself in the mindset of the skeptic that you may have been, that I was, that you got to watch somebody for a while to trust. You know, it's just like if you don't watch an infomercial one time and then buy it. Most people don't. You know, they got to see it over and over. We have all this free advertising for us. It's the same concept, and that's why you have to be consistent. And whatever momentum you get, you got to keep going with it.
Yeah, and I know some of you have probably heard me say this before. I was in Andy's group for 5 months. 5 months, never bought a thing from her. Didn't buy a challenge pack, didn't buy Shakeology, nothing. I was just a free person in her challenge groups, and I loved her challenge groups before I decided to sign up and coach. 5 months, you guys. Like, I didn't do anything. I was seeing what she was posting every day. I joined in her challenge groups, and I was seeing what she was posting there. And it took 5 months for me to finally be like, okay, let's give this a shot. Let's try Shakeology like she's been telling me to try forever. And let's do this. Like it took me 5 months. So you have to think like, okay, how long did it take you to hop on board with this? How long were you seeing whoever your coach's posts are before you decided, okay, I'm going to hop on board? And then put that mindset on the other people that you're talking to, and just know it's not a no. Like for the most part, they haven't been no's. They've all been, okay, later.
Yeah.
I've seen those later. So
in terms of the fitness programs and the coaching, even now when we do sneak peeks, I've noticed that the people in the sneak peeks that month aren't the people really that are signing up, for me at least sometimes, but those are the people that are coming back to me months later, and they're being like, okay, you know, so you just got to give people that time, and you just got to trust the system. Like obviously I'm such a believer in this system. That's why we're trying to emulate it and teach it to all of you, because it's what has worked. So you just got to trust in it and trust in your why for doing it, and get your story out there.
And rock the power hour daily. No ifs, ands, or buts, guys. Power hour. It honestly, that is the key. That is the key to the consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Having that list, that checklist that you do every day, you'll know if you've done the things you need to do or not. So, all right. I think that's it. I'm going to post this one too, and we'll make it so it's all actually on one call next time for you guys. Sorry.
And stay tuned, because next month's call is going to be awesome, because Shane and I are going to Summit, and we're going to come back with tons of incredible information for you guys. So I hope more people can get on live, but if not, catch these recordings. They're going to be awesome.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.